A woman, because they tend to have more time at home.
Why do they tend to have more time at home?
Because in some households, the men work more than the women.
In my experience, I'd go with women. I don't know any men who are good cooks. My mom's a pretty good cook, so is my grandma. My dad can't cook very well.
I don't think there's like an answer for that because I think it just depends. Men can be good cooks and women can be good cooks.
I think men drive better because women just like to turn the music up and sing and talk with everyone in the car and not really pay attention.
In my family, we're not very good drivers at all. But I would say a man. I feel that a man is more in control. They're more like equipped to drive, things like that. I think it's just like kind of like traditional though. So like if your family's going on a road trip, the dad's driving, not the mom, and little things like that. So.
Skill-wise, I'd say men, but men are probably more dangerous. Women are safer drivers, in my experience.
Men drive better because they're not as distracted on the road.
A woman drives better.
And why?
Because women are more careful when driving and they're more cautious of everything, but men just tend to fly off the handle and just go crazy, and I think women are a lot more cautious while driving.
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because it's, um, it's just the way it is. It's, it's how we're taught to take care of a date.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very like old school, so I feel like the man should ask them out, should make the first move. They should pay for the meal and things like that. I think it's just like what a man should do is like they should pick them up, take them out, drop them off, the things like that, like the whole 9 yards. But I feel like that's I mean, obviously it depends from person to person, but personally, I believe that the man should make the first move. I mean, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I mean?
I personally think that they are responsible to make the first move. I think that it's just kind of something that's always been tradition. If a woman is, but at the same time, if a woman is confident enough to make the first move, then I think she should. I just think that it is traditionally the man's job to make the first move.
Not necessarily, but I think it's typically portrayed like that, so that's just how it happens. But it's not weird if a girl makes the first move, I guess.
No, because their bodies are completely exposed and it's not a good outlook for young girls who are trying to grow and develop.
I think that nowadays women are portrayed better in the media than they used to be. There's a lot of famous people that portray women in a good way, like Beyonce is all about feminism, and that's something that is very good. But at the same time, there's a lot of women that are just treated as objects in the media, and I don't think that's how they should be portrayed.
Guys in the media are portrayed as muscular and super strong.
Okay, men are portrayed in the media as having the ideal body, so in a underwear ad or something, and I don't think that's true because as long as you're comfortable in your own skin, then that's all that matters.
I personally think that both men and women are prone to domestic violence. It is just always stronger portrayed if it's a woman, just because those are who usually come forward, because it's easier for the women to play the victim role, because if men play the victim role, then they are seen as weak, and guys don't want to seem that way. And so I still think it's even, but it's not as prevalent in society today.
I believe that women tend to be the victims more of domestic violence just because of the fact that men tend to be more aggressive, and with having belief in having stressful wives, that they may lash out on their wives rather than women really lashing out on their husbands.
I think women are, because I think most men, well, not most men, but some men are abusive in relationships, and that's either from alcohol or a troubled past, or they feel like they just have power in the relationship.
I'd rather have a son because raising a daughter and being a daughter personally was difficult because girls are judgmental and boys are just so much easier to get along with and don't have like clickiness or as much clickiness as girls growing up.
Definitely a boy.
Why?
I've never had like a sister or anything, so I wouldn't even know how to start raising a daughter, but definitely like sports and stuff like that, so that'd be way more fun than a son.
Do you think
if my daughter was like super tomboyish, that would be terrible.
Do you think it would be easier to raise a boy or a girl?
Definitely a boy.
And why?
I feel like girls complain a lot and stuff like that.
100%, I'd rather have a son. I feel like they're more relatable. Love to be that coach of the kids' team, playing catch in the front yard, things like that. Wouldn't be opposed to having a daughter. Wouldn't want more than one. High maintenance, stuff like that. Definitely like the mother would take care of a lot of stuff like that. But yeah, definitely want a son.
Emotional about things that we discuss, so I feel like there needs to be some sort of balance when it comes to when we're giving our opinions about things. So in some ways, yeah, I think women should not be too opinionated about things because some people don't want to hear because we're too emotional, which is kind of annoying to some people. And when it comes to dressing, I think it can be improved because how you dress is how people perceive you. So I think that maybe when choose your outfit, probably not to look too messy or loose. And when it comes to being successful, I think women should just shoot for the top. Even if it's threatening, I think that's your life, and if you want, if it's threatening to other people, that's their problem. So.
Well, I think it's unfair that women can't be opinionated. I don't agree with that in the quote, and I think that the way they dress should not always be thought of as promiscuous just because they're dressing nice. Maybe they just really like the clothes they wear, and men just assume that if they dress really nice that it's promiscuous, and that is not fair.
Do you think the statement's true in society?
I think that it is true in society that people think that. I don't think that's how it should be, but I do think that people assume that a lot of the times about women.
I think it's like a good quote, but I don't think you can really tell people how they should feel or what emotions they should portray. So I think it's just kind of like maybe within moderation. Not being too overbearing is good, but then if someone's sensitive, you can't really help that. Is it on? Okay, I don't think it has totally been reached. I think we're getting there, but I don't think it's full equality, and I feel like it should be because as long as you can do the same job as a man, like you should get the same exact pay as they do.
Why don't you think it's been reached?
Because
I do not believe that gender equality has been reached in the workforce or in society for multiple reasons. Number one is just how there's a difference in wages between men and women, but also when you go in for interviews, if there's certain things with HR where they may see a man differently than a woman, there's experiences. And also in society as a whole, it's just, I'm not gonna lie, probably very difficult to be a woman with certain body image issues or different things with being a woman.
I don't think it's been fully reached in the workforce because women still earn less than men, and I still think men are seen superior in the workforce. So I don't think it's there yet, but it's definitely getting there kind of. And then with society, I think it's better than it used to be, but still women are seen as objects and men are seen as dominant. So I don't think it's there yet.
I definitely do not think that gender equality is a thing. I feel in more positional roles that males are more likely to have those positions. And I feel like when women are in positions of power, they get judged because they're a woman. So I know there's this one quote by Morgan Freeman, the best way to end racism is to stop talking about it. The best way to stop gender equality is just stop talking about it. So I think we're in an age where there's this needs to stop, this shouldn't be a thing, so just stop talking about it.